19 to 4, Jazz Radio 94.1 FM. Now, Emma Hamilton is an Australian singer with a French mother and an Australian father, and he's also a musician. She's performed around the world, and Emma's on the line. Emma, thanks very much for joining us this afternoon.
Oh, hi, John. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Now, you grew up with music. Your family must have had a huge influence on your music.
Yeah, that's true. My dad is a musician, so we were introduced to, piano lessons and instruments at a very young age. And one of my earliest memories is sort of, around the house and my dad trying to teach me Irish jigs on the piano while he would play them on the mandolin. So, yeah, I was always exposed to all sorts of music and really a bit of an emphasis on playing by ear as well. And I guess that's sort of how I came to, performing and writing with my brother Tom.
And your mother has obviously influenced you as well. You've got a bit of a French influence on your music too.
Yeah. Well, my mum is like a full-on French woman, and she has the accent and everything. And, I think, your mother really raises you, and she raised us to be, I guess, French kids in a lot of ways, and exposed to French food and French culture and French language. So, yeah, I guess it was sort of natural for me to combine both French, my love of French language and music, and that's kind of how I've come to write and sing in French now.
And you got to perform in Paris in June. That must have been a wonderful experience.
Oh, it really was. It was just incredible. I go to France quite regularly, but that was just the first time I'd actually performed there, and we organised 2 concerts in Paris. And one of them was specifically amazing. We played in a 12th century cellar right in the heart of Paris, and it was the most spectacular venue I'd ever played in. And it was like all cobblestones, and it was so much history and great acoustics too. Completely, you have to sort of be in the zone, and I definitely think there are venues that suit your music more than others. And when I was in France, it was just really great to play my French music in the environment that it comes from.
Now, you're going to be heading off to Europe next year to work with Tommy Emmanuel.
Oh, I am so excited. Yeah, we've just sort of found this out, and we're going to be heading over there in about April next year, and my brother is going to accompany me, and we've got all these gigs lined up, and it's always good as well for having my family in France, for them to have an opportunity to come and see me perform, because it's not every day they can just come to one of my gigs. So performing there, you can have them see me perform as well.
Well, you've got a new CD out called La Musique, and a great selection of French tracks. How did you select all of the tracks?
Oh, thank you. Well, they're really just some of my favourite songs, and I had always been performing these songs. I've heard great famous versions of them. So I decided to record these ones, and my brother is my producer, and we sort of just culled the ones that we thought were the best and that would suit all the other ones that it would go with. And I have a very big passion for Edith Piaf's music, but we obviously tried to present all these songs in, our own way, in a more contemporary way as well. I mean, there's no, we're not even trying to compete with people like Edith Piaf, but the songs are just so beautiful and so much fun to sing and perform.
Well, you're going to be appearing at the Brisbane Jazz Club, our sponsor, on the 3rd of September. That's a fabulous venue for jazz musicians, and I guess you'll be playing music from your new CD.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we will be. I've been hearing all this great stuff about Brisbane Jazz Club, so we're really lucky about to be heading up there in a couple of weeks' time. My brother's also coming, and we'll be performing a lot of the songs off the album and some new ones we've been writing, and some, standards as well. So I think it's going to be a good night. I've got a feeling.
I'm sure you're right. The Brisbane Jazz Club is a wonderful venue. Well, Emma, thanks very much for joining us, and if you're ever on the Gold Coast, I hope you can drop in and see us.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. It's lovely speaking to you too, John. That's
Emma Hamilton and a new CD called La Musique. It's 14 to 4. I've got a track from that new CD. Here she is with For Me, Formidable.